Okay, hello everyone, let's get started. So we continue talking about Sqoop, about import-export tool, which allows us to import data to Hadoop cluster either in HDFS or directly to database called Hive, or vice versa. We can export data from Hadoop cluster to SQL systems. In our case, while we are working with Cloudera VM, that would be MySQL. So today we'll talk about how we can import data from MySQL to HDFS using a custom SQL query. So if you remember, when we talked about importing data from MySQL to Hadoop cluster, we just imported everything that's available in a given table. So now we'll import only some columns and only some rows which satisfy our conditions. Also, we'll talk about while exporting to HDFS, so it is to a file, how we can change, for example, a column delimiter. So by default it's a comma, but let's say we want something else. How we can do that? Okay, so let's get started. So we continue working with retail DB from MySQL, and we'll work with uh, a table called customers. Describe customers. Okay, so with a given structure. Okay, so the first field, customer ID, is a primary key, and it is starting from 1 till 12,000, 435. Okay, so let's say we want to import not the whole table in HDFS, but only, let's say, a few columns. Let's say customer ID, first name, last name, and password. So ID, first name, last name, password. And also we want to import data only if customer ID is greater than 12,000. So in total, so something like that. And in total we should get 435 rows. 435 rows. Okay. Okay, so first of all, as we did in previous videos, let's create a folder on HDFS to which we will export our data. Let's say let it be user Cloudera custom export, or let it be import. Import. Okay, so if you wonder what this mkdir -p means, welcome to one of our previous videos when we talked about HDFS commands. You should see a link right now on the right upper corner. Okay, let's verify that indeed we have this folder available. User Cloudera. Let's see if we have a folder called custom import there. Okay, custom import, yes, we have it. Okay, now let's just write a custom query. Okay, so Sqoop import connect string is still the same, gdbc MySQL localhost, and DB name, it's retail DB. Okay, so username is still root, and password is still Cloudera. Now we specify a parameter called query, where we actually say to Sqoop what, from where, and on which condition we want data to be exported, right? Okay, so here you can see the last output where we specified table, for example. So now we don't need to do that, as this table name will be specified in the query. So select, how was that name spelled correctly? Customer ID, first name, last name, and password. Okay, customer ID, customer first name, customer last name, and customer password from table name was customers, right? Yes, it is customers. Okay, that we have specified. Now, as previously, we should also specify target dir, target dir, okay, to where we want this to be exported, Cloudera, custom import CSV, let it be here, and let's specify a parameter called fields-terminated-by, by which we specify which delimiter to be used to separate one column from another. Let's use pipe, and finally M1. Okay. Let's launch export. Oh yeah, by the way, we forgot to mention where condition. Oh, connect, yeah, sorry. Connect, it should be double N. Of course, connect. Okay. So before actually launching a process, Sqoop checks, of course, all parameters, if they are readable, whether they are understandable, and so on. Query. Oops, sorry. I'm missing a space between query. Okay, now it should be fine. Okay, sorry for these typos. But on the other hand, you have seen what are the errors look like for Sqoop. Oh, and conditions, yes. So that's one feature of Sqoop. If we are using a custom query, we should always specify this $sign condition. It doesn't matter whether we actually use any where clause or not. Conditions. Okay. Now it should be fine, finally. So that's a bit interesting. In a few moments we'll also do another export when we actually specify where condition as well. Customers where conditions. Okay, it should be fine. Let's check once again. What went wrong here? Okay, so we should use also this escape character as well. So a bit funny, but that's the requirements from Sqoop site. You can also read more about that using official Sqoop website on Apache.org. So if you are wondering what this actually means. But as I mentioned, we forgot to specify a condition that only rows for which customer ID is bigger than 12,000 should be taken. So now we'll basically export all rows, but only 4 columns: ID, first name, last name, and password will be taken, right? Okay. Okay, so map reduce, and okay, so in this custom import there should be some data in a few moments. So it will take some time. While we are waiting, one reminder from my side: don't forget to visit and bookmark our blog available at blog.dataguru.guide, where you can find some big data related articles. So we aim to release an article related to MapReduce paradigm just in a couple of upcoming days. So please bookmark it and stay tuned. Okay, so import process has finished. Let's see if we actually have something there. User Cloudera custom import /csv. Okay, so first we should check whether we actually have only 4 columns there, not all 9. And the second thing to check whether we have a pipe as a delimiter, not a comma, which is a default delimiter for Sqoop. Okay, let's see what we have. That should work fine. Okay, so as you see, only pipe is a delimiter and only 4 columns. Okay, let's get back to our import command, and now let's specify that we actually want to take only rows where customer ID value is greater than 12,000. And also, as this is condition, you want to be taken into account, and this condition should be present whenever we write a custom query for Sqoop. We should union them using AND, right? Okay. So now we should import only data which satisfy our condition, that is customer ID column value is greater than 12,000. Okay, so this folder already exists. Exactly. CSV where, let it be. So if we compare what we'll get now to what we had So the difference would be that still we'll have 4 columns. They are separated by pipe, but as now we are filtering all rows by customer ID value, and we specified in our condition that customer ID value should be more than 12,000. Actually, we shouldn't get any of these rows, only starting from 12,001, starting from this row and below. Everything what is above should be omitted. Let's see, that's our guess. Let's see whether it works or not. Okay. So it will take a while. So the job has been generated. Right, okay, and we are about to launch a MapReduce job. So once again, what MapReduce actually is, what is it about, why we need it, why it is good, maybe why it's not so good nowadays, you can read in our blog. The post related to that will be available in a couple of upcoming weeks, so don't forget to bookmark it. So once again, blog.dataguru.guide. Okay, so our MapReduce job has been finished. So okay, let's check. CSV where? Okay. Let's see. So now we should get approximately the same, but only, as you see, starting from 12,001, because in our custom query we used this condition where customer ID is more than 12,000. Okay, so that also will conclude our video. Thanks all for watching. Hopefully it was helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Whether you have any questions, feel free to post them below the video. But otherwise, thanks to all for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.